please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, the Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Slapped out and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody, so before last night's Battle of Alberta, Zack Kassian got himself a little present before the game, and that present was a contract extension. Zack Kassian has signed a 4-year contract extension with the Edmonton Oilers with an annual cap hit of $3.2 million, and I absolutely love this deal for both sides. Now, before we start, I just quickly want to remind everyone to please hit that like button down below and give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Both of those things really help out and are greatly appreciated. So, I love this contract for Zack Kassian and the Edmonton Oilers. Kassian, to me, I love players like Zack Kassian because not only does he play physically, not only can he can fight, he can hit, he can play, big boy hockey whenever you need him to. He can chip in offensively as well, and Kassian has 13 goals already this year. He had 15 goals last year for the Oilers. This is a guy who can play in the middle of your lineup and add a ton of value in a lot of different ways. He's a guy who can produce offensively, which is important this day and age in the NHL. You've got to be able to bring some offense to the table, otherwise you're probably not going to stay in the league very long. He does that. He's a guy who can score 15 goals year in and year out. Nice, solid middle of the lineup guy, but he adds a ton of value also in the physical aspect with just his hitting, his fighting. He can be a downright enforcer if you need him to, although he isn't always that because he's a better player than that. But this guy epitomizes big boy hockey. Perfect guy to have in the playoffs, and I think he would make any team better. Adding Zack Kassian to pretty much any team in the NHL would make them better as long as it's in the right role as a middle of the lineup, second, third line type guy. Now, I know for a lot of this year he's been playing on the top line with Connor McDavid, but that's, the Oilers kind of shuffle around. Just because he's playing on the first line doesn't necessarily mean he's a first line player, because he's really not, but you want him, playing with guys that will help him produce offensively. And I think in an individual way, he's a third-line NHLer, but you can play him with higher-level players to get more offense out of him, and that's what we're seeing this year. Is he, with 13 goals, he's got a legit shot of maybe reaching 20 this season, and that would be his first 20-goal season in the NHL. But even if he doesn't get there, definitely good for 15 a year, and that's solid for the middle of the lineup. So, and then, on top of it, this guy is built for the playoffs. He is built for playoff hockey. He's a great guy to have in the postseason, just his style of play. And I really think any team would benefit from having Zack Kassian or a guy like Zack Kassian. And Edmonton is lucky to have him, and he makes that team better. And they've locked him up. So it's a 4-year deal. I have no problem with that. Kassian's 29 years old, so this keeps him with the team through his early 30s. It's nothing, it's not like they gave him 6 or 7 years or anything ridiculous like that. Also, his past 2 seasons have been 2 of his best in the NHL, so it's not like I see him declining significantly anytime soon. So I have no problem with the 4-year deal. The $3.2 million cap hit is perfectly fine for a third-line type player who adds as much value to a team the way that Kassian does. I'm just a huge fan of this deal all around. I think it's a great contract for both sides. Oilers keep a very important player who can add a lot of things to the lineup in a lot of different ways, and Kassian gets to stay in Edmonton, where I think he's certainly flourished the most in his career. Before that, he kind of bounced around. He had, really struggled in Buffalo. The team that drafted him had a lot of personal issues there. Vancouver had some decent years in Vancouver, but I think he's really flourished in Edmonton, and I think it's good for him to stay there. I think he likes being there, and I think it's a great all-around contract for everyone involved. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe. follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon.